Hi, my name is Laura Todd, and I'm going to be talking to you about a case study which is titled Case Study Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder Focus on Gabe Silva. This is based off of a teacher named Susan Savinsky, and she decides to take this student even though he is described as a bundle of energy and likes to entertain the classroom, and she was worried about it at first, but she did decide to take in this student. So she states that when she first started teaching her first 2 years, that the school was very quiet. Her classroom was very organized, very neat. The students were right where they needed to be for their grade level. And when she took in Gabe Silva, the classroom started to change because the students were getting infected with how he was acting and how his behaviors were and how he reacted to instruction, and that became a problem with her. Um, so when she did decide to take in this child, she was given the child regardless of her opinion. She felt that she had just as many students as everybody else in the school that was teaching second grade, and that she felt that it was going to be an unbalance. She noticed around the first day, the second day, that when the children would go out and go play for recess, that she would have her whole lineup, and it would start with Gabe trying to be the center of attention, trying to be first in line. He was always the first child to the playground, and he was always the last child to leave the playground. And this would only be if he was directly spoken to. If they were saying that all of the students need to come inside and to line up and everything, he would stay behind and he would still play the kickball or basketball or what he was associating with, and would not listen to the teacher unless she specifically spoke his name. And she found that when she did speak his name, that he would run past all the students, try to be first in line, and he would jump over all kinds of obstacles. And she just noticed that he had all of this energy that he was trying to contain while in the classroom. She also noticed that when Gabe was in class, he would start a page of the assignment that was given, but soon he would be up out of his seat to sharpen a pencil, leaning out of his chair. He would pull things out of his desk and try to mess with them. And she also noticed that Gabe would try to complete his work, but he would forget where he put it, or he would forget to take the assignments home that he needed. Therefore, the only reason why he was not doing well in school was just his forgetfulness to turn in the assignments, take them home, or he was too energized to sit still and take the time to do these assignments. She even tried to separate Gabe in her classroom. Susan would try to put him in the back of the classroom, put him away from all the other students, so that way he had that opportunity to focus one-on-one without any distractions. And she actually found that he was bringing students over to his desk where she placed him and was starting to cause a distraction in the classroom. So Susan eventually went to the special ed education board and talked to the teacher that was in special ed, and she decided to have Susan relate what she had seen in Gabe and what she had noticed was causing the problems in his grades to slip. And the special education teacher decided that she was going to go into the classroom and she was going to observe Gabe himself. So when she completed her observations that she did for a few days on Gabe, she came up with the conclusion that she believes that Gabe is suffering from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And when she talked to Miss Susan about this issue, Susan had also thought the same thing, but knew that the next step was to talk to the parents. Susan decided to have a meeting with both parents, Gabe's mother and his father, and asked where he does his assignments at home, if they see him completing his assignments, and if they know whether he's turning in his assignments or not. The mother replied that she does see Gabe do his assignments if he brings them home, and that sometimes he does not bring his assignments home, and that when he does have his assignments home, he will be doing his assignments right beside his mother while she is doing dinner or is cleaning or any kind of food prep, and that can cause a serious distraction for him. When the idea was brought up by the special education teacher, by the teacher that Gabe has, Miss Susan Savinsky, they decided to tell the parents that they believe he has attention deficit hyperactive disorder. The parents were in disbelief at first. The mother stated that he is just like his father, that he needs to be able to do something, he needs to be able to be occupied in order to stay out of trouble and to succeed. The father believed that he was not going to have him have any kind of special attention in the classroom. And Susan replied that he would not have special treatment or anything like that unless they had to sign an agreement for this treatment while he was in the classroom, and they also had to have a medical doctor prescribe him ADHD medicines and diagnose him with ADHD first before the whole process could go over. So the parents ended up leaving the meeting saying that they would talk to Gabe about this decision and how they feel about it, and Susan is going to try to modify her classroom if she can, based on Gabe and his needs, but she has not fully decided on that decision yet. And that is where the case study ends. It ends with discussing what Susan is going to do about Gabe in her classroom and what Gabe's parents are going to do about him with struggling with ADHD.